What do you think Tony Abbott's fate now is?
Well, that's up to the Liberal Party, but if the Liberal Party think that just changing leader is all they need to do, if they think it's the salesman, not what they're selling, then they will have learned nothing. Malcolm Turnbull, as recently as yesterday, was in America saying that their higher education reform was the way to go. We don't want to see $100,000 degrees. It's what they're selling Australia is the problem, not who sells it.
OK, so you say it's the message, not the messenger, but look at the polls, you look at the anecdotal evidence, what people are saying at polling booths. Tony Abbott is a big factor in all of this. If he is removed, there goes the problem, and life might suddenly become far more difficult for you.
Well, it's not whether or not life's difficult for the opposition. It's whether or not life's difficult for Australia. The issue isn't, at the end analysis, just who leads the party in government. I mean, we can't just simply attribute everything down to Tony Abbott and his captain's pick. Will Julie Bishop or Malcolm Turnbull or Scott Morrison or any other of the hopefuls currently doing their campaigning, will they change the direction of the government, or will they just think that a new salesman will change the government?
All right, you say it's a matter for them, and that's true, but what's your gut feeling? Do you think they will move against Tony Abbott?
Well, I'd be staggered, I have to say. This government made a hue and cry about Labor changing leaders from Julia Gillard and Kevin Rudd.
So you think they might have learnt from your mistakes?
Possibly. If
there is a new leader, and particularly if it's Malcolm Turnbull, there has to be the prospect, I suppose, some prospect of an election this year, perhaps a double dissolution election. Would you build that into your planning?
Well, if Tony Abbott walks the plank, you know, that would be a cop-out. One thing about Tony Abbott is I hadn't picked him to be a leader who would cop out, but if he walks the plank and gives up, well, that will be a cop-out, and I think there should be an election.
You mean he might resign even before a challenge?
Well, you know, I only know what your observers know as well. It is not the salesperson.
And in the meantime, are you happy to sit back and just watch it happen? You were described in one newspaper this week as a blank sheet of paper. What do you make of that characterisation, and what do you do about it?
Well, it's not right. It's not a matter of just changing Tony Abbott. It's a matter of changing the direction that this government's taking in.